$1.3 billion in Medicaid reimbursements from the state of California. And the simple reason is because the state of California has not taken fraud very seriously.
A nationwide 6-month freeze on all new Medicare enrollments for hospice and home care providers just announced. As you heard the vice president there, $1.3 billion in Medicaid funds being deferred, citing questionable expenditures. The head of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services says the door is being shut on bad actors exploiting our system. This move affects more than just California.
Those states that refuse to get serious about fraud, we are going to turn off that anti-fraud money. And if we continue to find problems, we can turn off other resources within their state Medicaid programs as well. Our goal here is not to do that. We don't want to turn off any money. What we want to do is ensure that people are taking fraud seriously. We want to protect Medicaid. We want to protect Medicare.
The Department of Health and Human Services also sent letters to states' attorneys general warning them to vigorously investigate possible fraud or risk losing federal dollars.
All right, 8:11. Let's go up to Stu for a check on our morning drive. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This Skyvox traffic brought to us by My Home Sold. Taking a look at that 101 drive. Look at all these good-looking cars down there. We must be in Encino, totally for sure. Now, what we're showing you right there is going to be the southbound 101 coming away from the West Valley over to that 405. Is it a tough drive? Yeah, it is. It is definitely moving. We've seen it worse, but we've seen it much better. Give yourself extra time on that southbound 101 through the valley. If you're headed northbound away from the 405, that ride just looking just a touch better. You might be topping out at freeway speeds. Either way you play it on that 101, extra time is what you're going to need. Let's take a look at some traffic hotspots.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We save you money with no commissions, no fees, no repairs, for free, no obligation, as is cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
Now, the latest on the Hantavirus outbreak. A fifth person living in California has now been identified as possibly being linked or exposed, rather, to the deadly Hantavirus during a cruise ship outbreak there. However, state leaders saying there are no active cases of the virus in the state, and none of the potentially exposed people are showing any symptoms. Meantime, other Americans from the ship are in quarantine facilities in Nebraska and Atlanta. Experts say more cases could emerge, but it's not any cause for alarm.
It's not going to spread like we saw with, COVID or measles or the flu.
We have decades of information about hantavirus since disease surveillance began in the 1990s.
Meanwhile, Argentina's health ministry says it's investigating the origin of the outbreak. A team will soon visit the spot where the Dutch couple is believed to have contracted the strain of the virus, the Andes strain, before boarding a cruise ship.
LA city leaders are moving towards a possible delay in pay raises for hotel and airport workers. The plan could push a $30 minimum wage from 2028 to 2030. The city council still needs another vote. Council President Marquise Harris Dawson says talks continue with labor and business leaders. The issue connects to business-backed ballot measures that could repeal a major city tax. City officials says LA gets more than $800 million a year from that business tax. They warn the city could face deep cuts and layoffs if voters remove it. Workers say the wage increase delay would hit families already counting on the raise. Business groups say slower wage hikes could help avoid a bigger fiscal crisis.
The original Tommy's Burgers is celebrating its 80th anniversary with 80-cent burgers. How about that? The original Tommy's Burger, known for its chili slathered patty, ooh la la, was founded in 1946 with a location on Beverly and Rampart in downtown LA. There are now 32 locations all throughout California and Nevada. On Friday, from noon until 8 p.m., all locations will sell Tommy's chili cheeseburger for just 80 cents. There's a limit of 3 per person, and you have to mention the offer to get the discount. The Tommy's chain is still family-owned and has its headquarters in Monrovia.
I do like the Tommy's Burger, but I do it without the chili.
That defeats the whole purpose.
Ooh, the chili's a lot. It's
really?
Like
Is it a meaty chili?
yeah, without the beans. They do it without beans.
Oh, there's no beans in it?
Yeah, and it's, it's kind of, it's little, that red grease has a lot of that red grease in it.
Is it a little spicy?
Too much for you?
It's just chili. It's just like, it's a lot of meat.
Ooh, I like, yeah.
Okay.
Give me more.
I'd like to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never had the Tommy's Burger?
I don't
Never.
think I have.
Wow.
Yeah, Jen and I, it's same. I don't think
Yeah.
I've had the Tommy Burger.
They have like that one on Beverly and Rampart. I think that's the original one.
That's the original one.
We
just said that, Bob.
Okay, oh. It's the walk-up window, right? Because people used to drive up there and like eat in their cars and stuff like that. And
Wow.
You still do that. Yeah.
Was it smaller than the others, the other locations? I'm sure, right?
Well, there's 30 different ones, so
Yeah.
Our pick. So maybe today, just got 3 maximum that we can get, apparently. All right, in the meantime, let's talk about this. The wind is, of course, gusty at times, and it is a little bit gustier up in Sandburg, so parts of the 5 freeway, the deserts, the mountains particularly, but elsewhere, not too bad. 3 to 7 miles per hour in most areas, but notice that these arrows are coming from the northwest, so it's more of a northwesterly direction, so slightly cooler air mass moving in, which is good, actually. And we have the marine layer that's out there, that May gray. High pressure is expected to strengthen, but not until next week. And I think that's when we will see the gradual warm up to above average. But in the meantime, I think today, tomorrow, once again, similar to yesterday, very close to average, if not right on average, with highs in the 70s and a lot of spots, maybe low 80s for the inland area. So very comfortable conditions today. Around 71 in Inglewood for the high temperature. That's it. 101 in Indio. So if you want it warm, you can get to the Coachella Valley. Excuse me, and the deserts will be quite warm. All right, Anaheim, go Ducks. We've got 72 degrees later this afternoon at 1 p.m. We've got some partly cloudy skies to start our Thursday, but then it will get to mostly sunny later this afternoon, the upper 70s. Thousand Oaks in Ventura County, we've got partly to mostly cloudy to start, and then we'll get to mostly sunny skies with those temperatures in the low mid 70s later this afternoon. Laguna Beach in Orange County, the clouds will hang around through the better part of this morning, and then we'll start to kind of thin out a little bit to partly, mostly sunny this afternoon, around 67, 66 degrees. And then Palm Springs, lots of sunshine there, as well as in Big Bear, temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. All right, stay with us. We are going to come back right after this quick break, okay? So don't go anywhere.
Police in rural France.
This is my favorite story of the day.
Drivers to be on the lookout for an erratic deer. That's like my dog.
This is a live look at Bob DeCastro after 5 p.m.
My dog like cheesing its tail. Apparently it began spinning uncontrollably. Yeah, that could be me. Uncontrollably after getting itself drunk on fermented fruits.
Oh, poor baby.
Officials say it's common in the spring when wild animals consume buds, fermented fruit, or decaying vegetation. It causes them to exhibit completely unpredictable behavior.
That deer's probably thinking, what is going on? What's going on with my brain?
I'd worry more that it had rabies, right? And then it was just going wild on...
I've never seen a deer with rabies before. I don't even know.
Well, I mean, it's an animal, so I think it could... Ooh.
Oh. Aw. No. They just go around in circles, that's it? Mm. Okay, so Wallet Hub is breaking down the best and the worst states for working moms. Ooh, can't wait to hear this. California landed at 30th in the country for working mamas, citing high child care costs, you don't say, and limited professional opportunities. Connecticut took the top spot, followed by Massachusetts and Rhode Island. The study looked at things like pay equity, parental leave, quality of daycare, and work-life balance. Louisiana ranked last, while California scores well for work-life balance, but struggled with affordability. Mm. I think the universal TK here in California helped a lot.
Mm-hmm. We need to do better with child care.
We do, universally.
A given.
Yeah.
Still ahead, Coco is in Anaheim. The Ducks are getting ready for Game 6 of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Good morning. That's right. Game 6 tonight. A lot of excitement. We are here at the Ducks playoff house in the city of Orange with the Power players, of course. We'll take you here live coming up.
That'll get him, Jen. That'll get him.
Let's go. Okay.
Go Ducks.
Ducks.
We all have some kind of a duck. I just orange. That.
You have a duck dress.
dress.
Bob has his quacks.
Duck feet.
Duck feet.
Yeah.
They got to
That
win
is
tonight.
horrible.
They have to, because we want to get to a 7, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right.
The last game went into overtime, so it's not like they're not playing well. It's like when it gets down to the wire, they got to close it.
But hopefully this is their good luck charm.
Yeah, I think
here.
it is, because the last time you did do this,
They came away with the win, right?
They
Oh,
won.
there you go.
Yeah.
Right. Bring out the duck lips.
The duck head. Duck
Already got that, my friend. You do it. You do it. Let me see yours.
Duck lips?
Yeah, do it.
Wait.
Like.
Oh, okay. Go Ducks. Okay.
I like it.
All right, we digress. Let's go to the graphics, and I will talk about the headlines today. We've got pleasant springtime weather. I like this. We start out with the May gray, and then we get sunshine. Temperatures, not too hot, not too cool. I think it's kind of just right, actually. The winds can get gusty at times. You just got to be careful if you have one of those high-profile vehicles. However, there are no wind advisories at the moment, so it's actually really kind of a pleasant day expected. Temperatures will warm up as we get into next week. according to the computer models, we'll get back to above average. But yesterday, 74 degrees actually is the average, and that's why we have a gray box. It's the first time we are normal this month, so maybe today will be normal again. We'll wait and see. Currently, it is 62 downtown LA. We've got a wind out of the northeast around 7 miles per hour. And as I mentioned, the average for the day is 74. Our sun will set at around 7:47 later this evening. These are the highs we're expecting today. So, see, it's just right. 79 in Ontario, not bad with the sunshine. 80 in Santa Clarita, 79 in Woodland Hills in the Valley. That's pretty good. 78 in Corona, 70 in Santa Ana. You might need a sweatshirt. That might be on the cool side. 81 in Riverside to that 97, a little more toasty in Palm Springs. When I come back, I'll show you the 7-day forecast. In the meantime, though, let's check in on traffic. We've got Samada back in the studio with a look at our freeways. Hey, Samada.
Good morning, Mary. Good morning, everyone. We do have a pretty serious crash. We're going to bring your attention over to Orange County, Huntington Beach, southbound side of the 405 at Beach Boulevard. There was a chain reaction collision involving up to 4 to 5 vehicles, blocking most lanes of traffic. And one of those vehicles did catch fire, so emergent crews are on scene. And, of course, look at the delays. Has you backed up for a couple miles. The speed's down to 8 miles an hour. So if you've got travel plans, just a heads up to make sure you give yourself extra time. Rather, take the 22 to help you on your way. Here's a look at our real-time traffic. 39 minutes leaving downtown to get to Santa Monica. Give yourself a half an hour as you pull away from the Carson area along that 110 northbound at the 405. And 35 minutes your ride along the westbound 60. And above the clouds, Mountain Community is doing pretty good traffic-wise. Back to you two.
All right, thank you. So fans are getting, wow, we just put our duck stuff away. Got to bring it out again.
We got it.
Gosh dang it, fans. Getting ready for a win or go home night in Anaheim. The Ducks face the Vegas Golden Knights at 6:30 tonight.
We got Coco live at the Ducks Playoff House on Chapman Avenue with what fans can expect. Go Ducks.
Woo. Hey there, go Ducks. It's a big night for the Anaheim Ducks. We're talking about Game 6, of course, and it's on home ice, so we've got the advantage. That's the good thing. We are here at the Ducks Playoff House now in the city of Orange, and this is a coffee shop transformed into a hub for fans. So I am here with Merritt now, who is the Senior Vice President, Chief Marketing Officer, and just talk about the stakes tonight, what this whole series has meant for fans.
Well, thanks for coming down again. Obviously, this has continued to get more and more exciting as we've gone deeper into the playoffs here. And so we've just continued to see the fans get engaged and be really excited about this team who's continuing tonight, as you mentioned, Game 6 at 6:30.
Yes, and we were talking about how, people have been talking about the rebuild of the Ducks for years now, but what do you think the postseason has really shown people?
Well, it's shown that this team has arrived. Yeah, it's been a few years since we've been to the Stanley Cup playoffs and getting into the playoffs here and not only getting in, but eliminating Edmonton and then now playing this Vegas team really, really tough. We're confident we'll get a victory tonight and head to Game 7 on Saturday.
And we've got some great merch, right? There's great merch here, some new merch, too, for fans.
Hey, great merch, great coffee. I've got a Power Play creamsicle in my hands here. I don't usually drink coffee with a straw, but how could you not with a cool one like this? If you look here, we've got a bunch of our brand new T-shirts, our 2 stripes now on the mask as you look back at the merch, representing the second round of the playoffs. We've got our pillows with each of our players represented back there and are dropping different new merch items daily here at the Playoff House.
That's amazing. The Ducks have been playing great, too. What do you think they need to do tonight to secure a Game 7 for us?
You know what? They've played really, really well throughout the series, and every game has been really, really close. We unfortunately lost in overtime in our last game in Vegas, and I think if they continue to bring the same kind of effort, we're going to see a great result tonight. Standing room only has been the case throughout the playoffs this year, and I can give a little tip to the viewers here. Our players around noon today will turn in their ticket requests, and usually there's a few tickets that pop onto the system right after that for the ones that they don't end up buying. So there will maybe a few ways to get into the building tonight. Just better act fast.
Love that. Thank you so much, Merritt, for talking to us. And if you're not in the building but you want to cheer on the Ducks, which I suggest, make sure to watch at home. The game is going to start at 6:30. You can watch it on TNT and HBO Max. So a lot of build up for tonight. It's going to be exciting for sure. The power players are going to be there to cheer on the team as well. So with that, I'll send it back to you.
Be careful what you ask for, Coco. Cheering on the Ducks.
Yeah. If you got the merch, you got to rock it.
Take it to the next level over here.
You do.
On Good Day. Yeah,
Thank
go
you,
Ducks.
Coco.
We're rooting for them. Don't forget the Angels and the Dodgers kick off their crosstown showdown tomorrow night at Angel Stadium. It's the first of 6 Freeway Series matchups this season, so whether you bleed blue or root for the Halo, we all know that bragging rights are on the line starting tomorrow night, and you can see it all right here on Fox 11.
Your sports plus.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
I like when you talk about sports. You had your feet kicked up.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And you were like all of the
He's a
no.
different person. Okay, put those
So, Bob,
away.
tell us again what the Ducks have to do tonight to take it all the way.
Well, the Ducks have to really take it to the end, right? They gotta play some gritty, hard ice.
You're not selling me on this. Gritty hard
Ice, a memoir. There we go. I love it. Good morning to you. Bob's got the sports. I've got your entertainment. Sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Timothy Chalamet. Who am I?
Of course,
Yeah,
Adam
okay,
Sandler.
there we go. Adam
The Sandman.
Sandler. The Sandman. Adam Sandler and Friends. Need I say more? Well, I will, because Netflix has announced Grown Ups 3 is officially in the works.
So good.
This is in section. Go, baby! Too high! This was a mistake! Let go! I can't let go! I'm too scared!
Why are falls always funny?
Because it's a
humor.
multiple ones.
Yeah.
This is the slapstick we need right now.
It sure is.
The threequels, it's been long rumored, and it's definitely going to include the 5 core actors. Are you ready for the roll call?
Oh.
We've got Adam Sandler, we've got Chris Rock, David Spade, Kevin James, and Rob Schneider. These guys are the end of too muchery.
They're gold.
They're gold. They are on-screen gold. It marks the latest project in Adam Sandler's decade-long partnership with Netflix. It's one of the longest relationships in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And the original Grown Ups came out in 2010, so we're going 16 years strong. Bob, dare I ask, have you seen Grown Ups?
I'm sure I have, but I don't really remember it.
Okay, what's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Happy Gilmore.
Ooh,
Big Daddy?
the one with the jewels.
Wow, Uncut Gems?
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems is your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
So you must like Punch Drunk Love then. You like a serious
you like
Sandler?
a serious Sandler.
What about the one with Drew Barrymore?
That was
50 First Dates.
That was so good.
All right.
There you go.
Yours?
Love that one.
Happy Gilmore?
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's a
I just like that they have
Big Daddy.
these long-time friendships, all these comedians, you know?
Yeah.
You'll always see Rob Schneider in a Adam Sandler movie.
He's very loyal
yeah.
to his friends.
What about David Spade?
You'll always see David Spade. Well, sometimes.
And you'll
I
always
guess
see
not
his
all of
wife.
them.
You'll always see Adam Sandler's wife.
And his kids.
And his kids.
There you go.
That's right. All right, it's 2026. Bob, I'm gonna need your left hand for this. But I'm gonna need your left hand, Bob. But the Library of Congress is celebrating 1989 and cue Bob. Go. No.
What was I supposed to do?
You had one job.
Bob, you know this.
You had one job.
If you like it, then you should have put
yes.
a ring on it.
Yeah.
Beyonce and her song Single Ladies is one of the newest inductees into the National Recording Registry at the Library of Congress. Also getting added this year, Taylor Swift's album 1989, the Go-Go's debut album, and a lot more. This year, 25 recordings are entering the archive, and they were chosen for their cultural, historical, and even aesthetic importance to the nation's history. The goal is to preserve them for generations to come. So, Bob, one more time. Ready?
You automatically had me going like, I will support and defend. Like, I was ready to take my oath.
Okay, Bob, ready?
That's your right
Put your
hand.
left hand.
Yeah.
If you like it, then you should have put... Come on, Bob.
Go ahead.
You gotta flip it.
You gotta flip it. If you like it, then you should.
Yeah.
Thank you. He got it. Everyone, round of applause.
Good job.
Got it. So speaking
Proud
of
of
Swifties, last hour we asked this for our poll. Let's see. Let's take a look at our super fans poll. Which super fans do you like best? So maybe you don't necessarily identify as this fandom, but you like and appreciate.
Ooh,
and
look at where the Swifties are.
You know what? I'm not surprised Star Wars is winning. That is a very, very loyal fandom. And WWE too, but I'm surprised Disney adults is not stronger.
Me too, actually.
Sports, of course.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that span generations, right? I mean, Star Wars, sports, Swifties. I mean, some generations, but
Yeah. Truly.
Do we have comments?
Well, keep voting, Jennifer Lynn Lammers.
Oh,
and
yes. Send in your
us
comments.
your comment. Bob, what's your middle name?
My middle name?
Yeah.
It's my mom's maiden name.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an escape room like no other. Rooms filled with puzzles, codes, lasers, reflex texts, and colors.
Yeah, Brooke is live to explain the Go or Glow experience. Ooh.
Well, I tried to make it a surprise until Bob decided to read the entire list of everything I'm about to show you. I wanted to surprise you, guys. No, I'm just kidding. This is going to be fun. It's kind of like you're going through multiple escape room experiences, and it's hard to say because, you know, a normal escape room, it's immersive, but this is totally different than what you think. Come over here. Let's just start showing them a little of Glow or Go, right? Yes, let's show them. Okay, so we're going to go through. So if people want to come do this weekend, talk to me a little bit about what this experience is. I mean, it's a little spooky.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie there.
So Glow or Go is a high-energy immersive group experience.
Okay.
It's good for groups from 2 people up to 16 people, so date night, families, you know, bachelorette parties, bachelorette, corporate groups for team bonding. And so basically you are competing to bring joy and color back into the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Competitive, okay?
You'll get to be competitive because you'll get a spot on the leaderboard.
That's what I want.
Yes, exactly.
What's been the reaction so far from people? Let's go to the next room.
People love it. We get a lot of groups of, you know, corporate groups that want to do team bonding and want to test out their team strategy and how they bond together. You know, for like some of these, you really have to work as a team to get a good score. This is the laser room, so you have to go through the room and like dodge the lasers.
Let's do this together.
I would recommend, so you have to wait.
Is pretty,
exactly.
Self-explanatory.
Okay, this one's gonna go down. You can always also jump, or you can go down that way. Perfect.
So wait, you basically go through every single room as fast as you can?
No, you have a set time for each room, and so each room has a different challenge. Okay. And then as many points as you can score for each room, that's going to give you like the total score that's going to put you on that leaderboard.
So what happens, for instance, if you fail somewhere? Like what happens if you...
You're going to get points deducted if you touch the lasers.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to show them much more.
Okay, yes.
The next hour of Good Day LA.
Yes, exactly.
I want to get us on the leaderboard, okay?
Alrighty.
I'm out of breath. That scared me. Back to you. Oh my goodness.
That's fun. I like the lasers. Ooh. I like the smoke machine, the lasers.
I want to go back and do the whack-a-mole.
Why were you screaming?
Because she couldn't see where she was going.
Bye, Bob.
What's wrong with you?
Leave me alone.
It's cool.
Thank you, Jen.
Then you come out there and do it, Bob.
I will.
Yeah, imagine. Okay, then you'd be like, then who would be screaming?
That's right. That's right.
As long as you were out front, I'd be okay.
We know.
Yeah.
I heard Bob scream.
So have I. All right, thank you, Brooke. So one of our very own here at Good Day LA is helping to connect dads and daughters. Rock star editor Tashaka Armstrong, we love him, and his wife Kelly are hosting their 12th annual Daddy-Daughter Tea this Sunday at the Grove. Such a special event. It's free, and it started back in 2011 to encourage dads to spend focused quality time with their daughters.
I love this.
And help build confidence and connection. The afternoon includes a dress-up photo booth, games, giveaways, tea, and pastries. It's perfect. Scan that QR code that you see right there on your screen to RSVP and let them know you're coming. You can arrive anytime between noon and 3, happening in the upper deck dining room at the original Farmers Market at the Grove. So again, the event is free, but you do have to RSVP.
I love that it's free. In 12 years that they've been doing this. Yeah.
It's a noble event for sure. All right, coming up, a condition millions of women know as PCOS now has a new name, PMOS.
How this could change and how it's in terms of how it's diagnosed and treated. We'll have more on all of that, but first, let's get to Samada. Hello.
Good morning. Good Day LA Traffic, sponsored by law offices of Jacob and Ronnie. Call jacob.com. Not a whole lot of change. There's a big problem spot down in Orange County. We've got multiple vehicle pileup, and we're looking at speeds down to 13 miles an hour. One of those vehicles did catch fire, so we have a lot of activity. Most lanes are taken away. Eventually, they will clear that, but right now, the SIG alert's still in effect, so make sure you give yourself extra time rolling through that area. And in and out downtown, overall, looks good. Just 37 minutes, your ride headed towards Santa Monica. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
So I do hot yoga every day. After the accident, my lower back was so stiff I couldn't move, and I called Jacob. They treated me like a king. I did not have to deal with anything. If you're in an accident, call Jacob. Call Jacob.
And this weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. I look outside right now. This is our camera up on a rooftop looking out towards Century City. And we're definitely picking up that May gray and that low cloud cover, the marine layer. We like the marine layer. At least it does bring in some moisture and it helps to mitigate that fire danger. We've got a ridge of high pressure really offshore, also to our south and east, basically strong enough to keep the storms away, but it is allowing for that onshore flow and these winds coming out of the west-northwest, gusty at times, especially over the mountains and deserts. But yes, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine. This is the pattern we're in right now, and it's going to continue into the weekend. High pressure should strengthen as we get into next week, and that will bring a warming trend, and we'll get back up to above average. In the meantime, today I think we'll be right at average. Temperatures on the sand in the upper 60s, 3 to 5 foot sets rolling in for Ventura County beaches, LA County south to San Diego around 2 to 4 feet. Occasionally 5 foot sets rolling in for Orange County as well as San Diego. Just always swim or paddle out near a lifeguard, okay, if you are planning to hit the beach. We're going to stay in the 60s until perhaps next week. We'll get back up to the mid 70s at the coast. Downtown LA around 74 today, which is the average for the day. We'll get to the upper 70s by Monday, so that'll be above average, and even into the 80s into midweek. Valleys and the Inland Empire 79 today. It's going to stay dry through next week. I don't see any storms headed our way, so I'm not anticipating any precipitation, but we are thankful for that morning marine layer. 72 up into the mountains, 87 in the high desert today, and as we get get to the Coachella Valley if you're headed to Palm Springs, around 97 there this afternoon. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. So a common hormonal condition that impacts women has a new name. PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now it'll be called PMOS, polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome. So why the change? This condition can affect periods, skin, weight, fertility, a litany of things, blood sugar. It impacts about 1 in 8 women worldwide. Experts say the old name caused confusion. Many women with the condition do not have ovarian cysts, and it can affect more than just the ovaries. Symptoms can include irregular periods, acne, extra hair growth, and insulin resistance. Doctors say the new name may help patients get diagnosed sooner and get the treatment that they need.
Fox 11 has been holding conversations with candidates in several of the top races. And last night, Marla Teja spoke with Andre White. He's a detective and gang investigator for the Sheriff's Department.
He's challenging incumbent Sheriff Robert Luna in the June primary. Let's take a look at their conversation.
Crime continues to be a big concern for the people of LA County. Do you feel that the county is safer than it was 4 years ago today?
I think the county is safe, but the issue that we have is that there's not enough of police personnel in this county. We're not ready for the Olympics. I don't care what anyone says. We're going to be stretched thin. We're going to have to be working numerous amounts of straight days and hours. We just don't have the personnel.
So if you are a sheriff, then how do you make yourself ready for the Olympics? What will that take?
I have to get on this recruit road quick. Recruit. Bring a lot of people in that may have not even thought about becoming a deputy. And maybe they see me now and say, you know what, I want to do this job. Somebody I can relate to, someone that looks like me. So we have to improve our recruitment. Also work with, which we will do, work with all our local agencies and federal agencies.
Now you're running against your current boss, Luna, of course. What specifically, why should voters replace him after just one term?
I think we really need to move in a different direction. We've had 3 different sheriffs the last 12 years, and they all bring the same thing. I think it's time for us to move forward. I think it's time for a generational shift in leadership.
What does that specifically mean, a generational shift?
I think it's time for us to think different, look different, the way we speak and the way we interact with our communities. It's time to be innovative. We can't be stuck in the past anymore. It's time to move forward. It's time to be able to relate to our community, be able to relate to technology, relate to social media. Law enforcement needs we need to look a different way when it comes to law enforcement.
Homelessness continues to impact communities county-wide. What role should deputies play when dealing with people experiencing mental illness and addiction?
Yes, so like I stated previous, the Sheriff's Department's role when it comes to that should be directly within our jail system. We know where these people are. We know where our mental health people that are dealing with mental health, people that are dealing with drug addictions, people that are dealing with homelessness. Majority of them are in our custody. So we have to cooperate and coordinate with agencies, whether they're nonprofit, whether they're within the county, DMH, the homeless agency. We all have to be on the same page. Invite these agencies into our jail system, and we coordinate with individuals that are going to be released, so that way they have somewhere to go. Because right now, they don't have anywhere to go. So we have to cut the middleman, cut the red tape. We sit down, they'll have a sit down with individuals that are getting ready to go back into population, and make sure that they have somewhere to go, make sure they have the services, make sure they have the treatment, make sure they have their IDs, their social security cards, stuff like that, that gives them a hard time when they're out in the public and having a hard time finding those agencies.
Well, a moment ago you said, as you said before, that's because we had a lengthy conversation on the Fox Local stream.
Yes.
So if people want to see our entire conversation, and if you'd like to learn more about Andre White and his policies, you can find that on the Fox Local app and the website here, foxla.com. It's all posted there.
Thank you, Marla. On the Fox Local app, you can find interviews we've done with other candidates for sheriff and many other top races in the upcoming election. LA County voters head to the polls on June the 2nd.
All right, it's time to check in with Sandra and Araxia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Keeping pets out of shelters, putting them into loving homes. That is the goal behind the nonprofit Fix and Fidos. The president of this great nonprofit will join us to tell us all about it and how you can help.
Plus, ahead of the World Cup, we are speaking with the director and executive producer behind the docuseries U.S. Against the World. He and his production crew followed the U.S. men's national soccer team for 4 years to bring you a behind-the-scenes look at all the action and prep.
Good morning and welcome to 9 a.m. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
I'm Sandra Enda. Thanks for joining us. Let's check in with Maria.
Yeah, let's talk about our May gray out there. The cloud cover is still with us. We've got it extending inland. Temperatures are going to be close to average, much like yesterday. So we're kind of in this pattern now this week into the coming weekend. 59 currently in Burbank, 52 in Santa Clarita, 61 in Riverside, 62 in Big Bear, to that 78 in Palm Springs right now. Eventually, it'll get to the upper 90s there in the low desert. High desert 87, mountains 72 with some gustier winds at times, but no advisories at the moment. 74 for downtown LA, which is average. Upper 70s in the valleys, Inland Empire to the upper 60s at the coast. More weather when I come back. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Maria. Let's get to some breaking news in Montebello. That is where one person was killed in an early morning house fire.
Gigi Gracia live in Montebello, where you have a major update on this. Gigi?
That's right. We can now confirm that this was an arson fire, and the suspect is actually one of the two victims rushed to the hospital in critical condition. That suspect, apparently the ex-boyfriend of the woman who lived here with her son, and police believe that he started this fire on purpose by entering the home and pouring gasoline inside, for all intents and purposes, setting the victims on fire. He, too, caught fire and has serious burns, again fighting for his life in the hospital, along with a woman that was once his girlfriend. The victim who lost his life here, her son, we don't have a confirmation on his age. We've heard anywhere from 13 to 20 years old. Now let's take you to the video. The fire started at about 4:37. Folks who live in this complex, this is all happening on 5th between Whittier and Los Angeles here in Montebello. Firefighters arriving, finding the fire absolutely raging in one of the units. You can see it there, this video from Citizen App. There are multiple units and multiple families living on this property. They all rushed to get out. Meanwhile, arriving paramedics, firefighters, and police officers found one woman with serious burns to her body. She's been taken to the hospital, and they saw a man running away. They followed, police following that man around the block to 7th and Los Angeles as he tried to get in a car and get away. And as he was running, we understand he was shouting, "Shoot me, kill me, kill me." That didn't happen. That man ended up collapsing. He was taken to the hospital. Right now, he is considered the suspect in this case, which appears to be a case of domestic violence. Now, we did talk to witnesses. We did talk to folks who live here. They saw the victims on fire. It was a terrifying scene. We'll talk to them later on in Good Day LA. But again, Good Day LA, Fox 11 can now confirm this fire appears to be the result of a domestic violence incident. One of the two people taken to the hospital, originally referred to as victims, one of them is actually considered the suspect. They are still alive. They are both in critical condition. Meanwhile, detectives with the Montebello Police Department are working alongside arson investigators with the Montebello Fire Department here at the scene, trying to confirm all those details, how the fire started, and again, they are investigating this as a case of domestic violence. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
Gigi, these details are so horrific. It is just so tragic to hear all of this unfolding right there. Real quickly, what did you say about the victim's son, the child involved in this?
Well, we know he's a young man. I've heard multiple ages. I've heard referred to as a teenager as young as 13. I've also heard him referred to as being in his early 20s. Unfortunately, he is dead inside the home here, a victim of this fire. Poor boy didn't stand a chance, we're told. That's why all the detectives are here now. So this is a fatal fire believed to have been started by this suspect in an incident of domestic violence. They believe this man somehow got into the home early this morning, poured some kind of an accelerant. I'm hearing gasoline. That will obviously be confirmed by arson investigators and the detectives, and set the house on fire. He made it out, and so did the woman that he was once in some type of relationship with. Both of them had critical burns. He was able to run away when police arrived. He actually made it about, I would say, 2 blocks. That's where he left his car. I was just there. I saw his car. I saw the remnants of his burnt clothes. The police officer who gave chase actually ended up saving his life because he was able to radio for paramedics to come and get him. That man and that woman both in the hospital in critical condition.
The details just get worse and worse. What a tragic story, Gigi. All right. Thank you.
Now to more breaking news here unfolding in downtown LA, where LASD is carrying out a search warrant right now. This is near 6th Street and Los Angeles.
We're told they're looking for counterfeit luxury merchandise, and the search is being handled by the Major Crimes Bureau case. Witnesses say officers in tactical gear swarmed the area early this morning. Earlier this week, we spoke to U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley, and he told us to expect more raids coming. They're really cracking down on crime in downtown LA at both the local and the federal level.
People in Chino Hills neighborhood are breathing easier this morning after firefighters made progress against a fast-moving fire that prompted evacuation orders last night.
Let's go to Mario right now, live in Chino Hills with more, including an apparent cause of this fire. Mario.
Roxy, Sandra, that's right. We're on Grand Avenue connecting Chino Hills to Diamond Bar here in this part of San Bernardino County. It'll remain shut down for most of the day because of the investigation. And look there behind me. As for the cause, well, that charred vehicle behind me is where Chino Valley fire officials say it all started. A single vehicle rollover crash that quickly escalated into the Grand Fire, a fast-moving brush fire that sent families into evacuation mode here in Chino Hills. So take a look. This morning, we've seen it firsthand. Firefighters still out here hitting hot spots, making sure any remaining embers don't kick back up, and digging containment lines around the burn area. Chino Valley fire officials say this was sparked by a fiery crash after the driver lost control and rolled over. They say the vehicle involved was a Tesla, and this led to a dramatic night here in Chino Hills as flames ripped through brush near Grand and Pleasant Hill Drive. This broke out around 7 o'clock last night. It quickly grew to 30 acres. Initial estimates suggested that this could have grown to 200 as evacuation orders and warnings were issued. Residents were seen scrambling to pack up their things, loading their vehicles, and getting ready to go as fire engines filled the streets. Now, for some residents, the fear felt very similar, bringing back memories of the devastating 2025 wildfires.
Worst fears for the fires to happen, especially here because we're surrounded by the hills. But knowing that the firefighters are working super hard for us, we're, again, incredibly grateful. So my mom did see the flames going over there, so it was quite scary. I was rushing down the street, but we're okay. I'm a little nervous and shaken up, but we're hanging in there.
Fire officials say about 650 homes were threatened at the height of this fire. A temporary evacuation shelter was even opened up at the Chino Hills Community Center, but cooler overnight temps really helped slow the fire's momentum. Now, if we come back out here live, you can see those hand crews here around the burn scar. Chino Valley fire officials now say the fire's 50% contained, meaning crews have built fire lines around about half the fire to keep it from spreading any further. And we can tell you this morning, all evacuation orders and warnings have been lifted as the work continues out here. Live in Chino Hills, I'm Mario Ramirez. Sandra and Araxia, back to you.
All right, Mario, appreciate the update there. Thank you for being there. Governor Newsom expected to reveal a plan today aimed at helping Southern California wildfire victims rebuild their homes. The $100 million proposal would help homeowners get those lower interest construction loans and could also guarantee part of their loans for lenders. The goal to bridge the gap between insurance payouts for the cost to rebuild. A report from wildfire recovery nonprofit, the Department of Angels, found that homeowners are around $600,000 short of what they need to rebuild, and that's on average.
Meantime, California's so-called virtual power plant program could soon lose funding. More than 200,000 households help the grid during extreme heat, but cutting power use or sending solar energy back into the system. Supporters say the program produces enough energy to rival a nuclear power plant while also reducing pollution. But Governor Newsom wants to phase out funding after 2026 and shift customers into another program. Advocates warn that could weaken the state's clean energy push.
California is in the crosshairs of the Trump administration again as they tackle what they're calling healthcare fraud.
The federal government is deferring $1.3 billion in Medicaid reimbursements from the state of California. And the simple reason is because the state of California has not taken fraud very seriously.
A nationwide 6-month freeze on all new Medicare enrollment for hospice and home care providers has been announced. As you just heard the vice president there, $1.3 billion in Medicaid funds is being deferred, citing questionable expenditures. The head of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services says the door is being shut on bad actors exploiting the system. This move affects more than just California.
For those states that refuse to get serious about fraud, we are going to turn off that anti-fraud money. And if we continue to find problems, we can turn off other resources within their state Medicaid programs as well. Our goal here is not to do that. We don't want to turn off any money. What we want to do is ensure that people are taking fraud seriously. We want to protect Medicaid. We want to protect Medicare.
The Department of Health and Human Services also sent letters to state attorneys general warning them to vigorously investigate possible fraud or risk losing federal money.
Turning now to the latest on those cases of Hantavirus. The California Department of Health has identified another California resident who was exposed to the virus that spread on the MV Hondias cruise ship. That brings the total count of infected residents in our state to 5 people. According to the LA Times, that person went on another trip after briefly returning home to California post-cruise. They are now located in the Pitcairn Islands, a British territory in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. That person is being monitored while the other 4 California residents are under quarantine. In total, more than 120 people, all passengers and some crew from the infected cruise ship, are now in isolation, either at home or at a secure medical facility in Nebraska. And now one passenger from that cruise is giving us an inside look at quarantine conditions.
Good morning from my 3rd day in quarantine here at the National Quarantine Unit in Omaha, Nebraska.
That's 29-year-old Jake Rosemarin, who lives in Boston. He was on board that ship during the outbreak. He has been documenting his quarantine journey via social media, as you can see, and you could get a glimpse of his hotel-style accommodations, complete with a dresser, an armchair, stationary bike. He says he plans to stay in quarantine for the full 42-day period and undergoes daily temperature checks. But nonetheless, he does remain in good spirits. According to the CDC, the risk of hantavirus spreading to us, a U.S. public, remains low.
Wow, it's actually quite interesting to see.
That's a long time to invest.
Yes,
in isolation.
Yeah. Developing internationally, President Trump and China's President Xi Jinping have wrapped up their first round of meetings in Beijing. Its president reportedly has warned President Trump that differences over Taiwan's independence could actually put U.S.-China relationship in, quote, great jeopardy. Taiwan is a self-governing island, but China considered it as part of its own territory. It also manufactures more than 90% of the world's semiconductors, the high-grade chips that power all things AI. Both leaders emphasized that the U.S. and China should cooperate rather than compete as rivals. Meanwhile, the White House is pressing China to use its influence as Iran's largest oil buyer to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz. 9:13 still to come. Amanda joining us with your entertainment headlines, including Sigourney Weaver's Grogu impression.
Yep, you'll want to stick around to hear that. But first, to check on traffic.
And Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. As we zoom in into our traffic camera here, this is the eastbound 10 freeway, eastbound side. Cars coming at you here on the left-hand side. This is at Azusa Avenue, moving really nicely, both the east and west side of the freeway. Our drive times in and out of downtown LA on the west 10 going towards Santa Monica between the 5 to the 405, 32 minutes. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, just 28 minutes. And on that west 60 between the 57 to the 5, 30 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
Hi, ladies.
Hey there.
Well, hey, Green.
Well, hello there.
Look at us. We're in a Mandalorian kind of mood today, which is appropriate for my next story. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. It is starting out to be a Star Wars summer blockbuster season, so may the 4th be with you.
And with you.
Thank you. Next week, we're seeing The Mandalorian and Grogu hit movie theaters.
Are you scared? You should be.
Look at how cute. I was like, watch the baby. Look at the baby. Watch the baby. This is important. You know why? Because Sigourney Weaver is in the film, and let's just say, even Sigourney Weaver was taken by her little baby co-star. Take a look.
Yeah. And I have already offered to John that I can do the soundtrack for him because I can do, after studying him for a while, I can do.
Oh my God.
She's good.
She nailed it.
Yeah,
she nailed
totally
it. As someone who's seen the movie, I can tell you she nailed it.
Yeah.
Yes. He is so cute, obviously steals the show. I'm interviewing Pedro Pascal today, and we're going to have that interview for you next week. Very exciting. Are you ready for Shakira?
Always.
Are you ready for BTS?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are you ready for Vogue?
Yes.
Always.
And are you ready for maybe hopefully no kiss cams for this Coldplay performance? Well, get ready, baby, because this summer's World Cup final will have plenty of star power because FIFA just announced Shakira, Madonna, and BTS will headline the match's first ever halftime show. Sandra, I purposely wanted to do this story at this time.
Thank you.
Bless you, Roxy.
Thank you.
The show will be curated by Coldplay's Chris Martin and benefit a global education fund. FIFA says $1 from every World Cup ticket sold will go toward helping children access education and soccer programs worldwide. So this year's World Cup final will take place on July 19 at MetLife Stadium. Sandra, what will you be doing on July 19th?
I'll do Waka Waka with Shakira. That's how she became famous in the soccer world. And also, she's a soccer mom. And so what's going viral is that clip of her cheering for her kids because she's on the pitch too.
Just like you.
Yeah, she's just like us. She's just a regular soccer
stars.
mom.
They're just. Can you teach me 3 good soccer chants cheers?
Let's go.
Okay, that's pretty easy.
Goal!
Go!
Or give them a red card.
Oh, give them a red.
Give them a red.
That's bad. Like if they do something like a foul.
So you don't want to smile.
No, give them a red.
Give them a red.
Or can you just be like, what were you thinking?
Sure. Anything
To the
works.
ref.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Eyes on the ball. Does that work?
What's going on here?
I love it. All of it. Let's bring it.
Good, there you go. Speaking of super fans like Sandra, when it comes to soccer, last hour we asked you, which super fans do you like best? Star Wars is in the lead. In second place, you got sports, which is good. Third, WWE.
Interesting.
Interessante.
Yeah.
We got some comments. Melanie in Lucerne Valley says, WWE is the best. I have to read it like that. My 11-year-old autistic son agrees. I love that, Melanie. I want to know who your son's favorite wrestler is. Okay, in Yvette in Pasadena, Swifties fans are a good balance of being nice people, strong, creative, and enduring people.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I see you.
It's a whole tribe.
I see you, Yvette in Pasadena, and I agree with you. The friendship bracelets, it was all about...
Is it still like a thing?
It was more of a thing during the Eras tour.
I don't see much of it.
did find one of my friendship bracelets the other day.
Where was it?
It said fearless. I mean, in one of my drawers.
Oh, okay.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good day, LA weather. It's sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casinos. We've got a little bit of that May gray, as you can see here with our live camera. I think that's downtown, right? Yeah, that's looking at downtown LA. A little hazy. This is all related to the marine layer that has been with us really in the morning, nighttime hours. And this is the pattern that we're in as high pressure stays offshore, but it is influencing our weather by way of that northwesterly wind, gusty at times over the deserts and mountains, but temperatures really getting close to average, if not right on average in the afternoon. So this is the pattern we'll be in through the weekend. Now, as we get into next week, high pressure will strengthen, and that will help produce some slightly warmer temperatures as we get into next week. In the meantime, between now and then, we'll stick with this pattern of morning clouds and fog, maybe even some light drizzle, and then sunshine in the afternoon. 70 degrees should be the high temperature in Inglewood as we look at Anaheim, where it was really socked in earlier this morning. Now we're looking at some sunshine by lunch hour at 12, staying in the low 70s this afternoon. In Ontario, a little more sunshine, getting to the upper 70s later in the afternoon today. Back to you.
Maria, thank you. The unofficial start of summer is around the corner, and AAA estimates over 3.6 million Southern Californians will travel this Memorial Day weekend. That's just slightly higher than last year. 388,000 people from Southern California are expected to fly to their destinations, and almost 3 million will drive overall. AAA predicts this year will set another travel record for the Memorial Day weekend. Its travel forecast covers Thursday, the 21st, through Monday, the 25th. And if you're hoping to avoid peak traffic on Memorial Day, stay off the roads from noon till 5 p.m.
That's a good chunk of the day.
I know. It's going to be busy out there.
Yeah, it is.
And watch out for gas prices, obviously. Maybe a lot of people will do
And 9:29, welcome back. Let's get back out to Gigi in Montebello. That is where one person was killed in an early morning house fire.
That's right, and the details just so horrific, Gigi.
That's right. Sources telling us that this is not only an arson fire with a fatality, but this appears to be the result of a domestic violence incident between a man and his ex-girlfriend. Good morning, everyone. We're on 5th between Whittier and Los Angeles here in Montebello. You are looking live at the scene. Developing, you've got detectives, you have arson investigators, crime scene analysts, technicians still on the scene, along with Montebello firefighters. And just a short while ago, we saw a little bit of smoke coming out from the edge of the roof. The unit that apparently this morning was set on fire. Now, you were looking at the fire, 4:37 this morning, this video on Citizen app. That is when the calls started coming in to 911 that there was a major fire and that there were people on fire. Truly a horrifying scene for all of the witnesses, and I have spoken to many of them. When paramedics arrived, they found a woman down with serious burns. She is listed in critical condition this morning in the hospital. She is the victim and, according to law enforcement sources, the mother of a boy that was found dead inside the home. We don't know if it's a boy or a young man. We've heard he's as young as 13. We've also heard he could be as old as 20 years old, but he is her son and he is dead at the scene. Police arrived and they saw a man on fire running down the street. They quickly followed about 2 blocks of running after this man, who turns out to be the suspect in the arson fire. And we have some video of a second crime scene. This is at 7th and Los Angeles. Now, you may be able to make out on the car there the man's belt that he was wearing, some of his clothing. Again, he was on fire, eventually collapsing. Witnesses telling us that as he ran from police, he was shouting something to the effect of, "Kill me, shoot me, kill me." And the theory is he did want to die by suicide by cop, but police did not shoot him. He was not armed, and he did eventually collapse near his car, which he parked around the corner and about a total, I would say, 2 city block lengths away from this home here on 5th, again, between Whittier and Los Angeles. That man, now officially a suspect, also taken to the hospital in critical condition with serious burns to his body. So you have both the victim and the suspect in the hospital. Apparently they were in some type of a romantic domestic relationship at one point. Sources telling us they believe that this morning he got in or broke in, poured some type of an accelerant inside the house and set it on fire inside that home, sleeping a mother and her son. That son, sadly, is dead here at the scene. Montebello police detectives are here. They're actually going door to door. They're interviewing witnesses, and about 12 people, give or take a few, remain evacuated this morning because this property has several units on it. So there are a lot of people, children, dogs, and cats that are still out of their home because of this arson fire. Certainly a very sad situation. And it highlights the dangers of domestic violence, and police will tell you that some of the most dangerous calls they respond to are ones of domestic violence. Reporting live in Montebello, I'm Gigi Gracia.
That is something you always talk about, Gigi, when you're out on these stories, and remind people that emotions are high, tension is high. Oftentimes we see the most dangerous things occur with those types of calls.
And most heartbreaking, obviously,
yes,
too, on top of all that.
Example of that right here.
So horrific. Maria?
Yeah, okay, we're going to switch gears now. We're going to talk about our weather. And, of course, as we look ahead to the end of the week and this coming weekend, very pleasant springtime conditions here expected. Really more of the same that we've had this week, which is we're starting out with that May gray and that marine layer, morning clouds, even some fog, but some sunshine in the afternoon. The winds getting gusty at times over the mountains and deserts. Temperatures are going to stay close to average, and then by next week, I think things will warm up to above average. Yesterday, we actually reached a high of 74 degrees for downtown LA, which is normal for the date. So we've only had one of those days, and perhaps today will be the second day, as we are expecting temperatures to be very similar to yesterday. at around 74, mid-70s. The sunset time coming up later this evening at 7:47. These are the highs we're expecting today. 79 in Woodland Hills this afternoon. It's really comfortable for the valley. 68 in Santa Monica. 70 in Santa Ana out towards Corona, 78 degrees. 82 San Bernardino, up in Victorville, a little warmer, 91. But if you really want it warm, you can get to Palm Springs, 97 there later this afternoon. When I come back, I'll show you that 70 forecast. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. The Ducks are trying to keep the playoff party going tonight.
Yeah, fans can get fired up before puck drop at the Ducks playoff house in Anaheim. Coco there live at the Honda Center with the morning countdown to Game 6. Here we go.
Hey there, we are here at the Honda Center, and you can see that morning skate is underway for the Anaheim Ducks. It is Game 6, big game for the Anaheim Ducks, a lot at stake, and of course, positive vibes. We're really cheering them on. I'm here with Aaron now, who is the club team president for the Anaheim Ducks.
We're so excited you're here, because things happen when Coco's on the scene, so we're very happy about that.
I'm so happy to be here. You know, I love being here with all of you, and we're cheering them on, and if you can just talk about what this moment has meant for fans. Game 6.
No, it's meant a lot. And, you know, you have two good teams here. Nobody really thought this was going to be an easy series and thought it was going to be a long series, and it's playing itself out that way. So we're super excited. Our young kids have responded really well. I don't think they're intimidated by the opportunity. In fact, they're excited by it. So our fans will be here. We know they'll be loud, and they'll give us that home ice advantage that we're looking for.
Absolutely, and kind of bouncing off of this, too, I think a lot of people thought maybe the Ducks were going to need to keep rebuilding over the years. And so what do you think the postseason has shown people about this team?
No, I think it's a process that has been several years in the making to get us to where we... And you're never done, right? You're always continuing to add. We have new prospects that are coming in. So that process is never done, but it is exciting to see some of the fruits of the labor of the past few years play themselves out on NHL ice with our young kids performing well.
Yes! And I got to bring in Guy again, of course.
I'm doing the slide in right here, yes.
We're keeping the traditions. And Guy, of course, you're an alum, TV broadcaster too. And if you can talk about the fact that you have experienced a Game 6 like this, right?
Yes, I have. Way back in the day against the Phoenix Coyotes, we had a Game 6 facing elimination. And it's a different animal, right? You're facing where you might not be able to play hockey again tomorrow. So the onus is on you to perform at a high level. But I think the players are so good about, you know, keeping things into perspective, making sure that they're prepared for the game, and you don't start to think 60 minutes deep. You start first shift, first save, first shot, and I think when you do that, you get into the flow and the rhythm of the game.
And what do you think they need to do to force a Game 7?
Well, I think they have to have a great start tonight. I think that showed when they do start off good. They don't wait for the other team to dictate the tempo and the pace of the game. I think they play Ducks hockey, which is fast, furious, and physical.
I love that. Guy, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Our good luck charm.
I like that. I like that. I love being here at the Honda Center. Love being with Guy and everyone from the Anaheim Ducks. A lot of positive energy going into Game 6 tonight. So if you want to be part of that and participate and cheer them on, make sure to watch tonight. It starts at 6:30. You can watch on HBO Max and TNT. I'll send it back to you.
That's right. We're rooting for them, too. Let's go.
Sandra, let me share the jersey. Or sweater.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
jersey,
right.
sweater.
Yes,
Sweater. Last time, and they said
you could
do
say
both.
either way.
Yeah.
All right,
thank you, Coco.
Good luck charm there for sure. And don't forget, the Angels and Dodgers kick off their crosstown showdown tomorrow night at Angel Stadium. The first of 6 Freeway Series matchups this season. So whether you bleed blue or root for the Halo, bragging rights are on the line starting tomorrow night at 6:30 right here on Fox 11.
All right, now to this, an escape room like no other, rooms filled with puzzles and a ton of other fun activities.
Brooke is live to explain the go or glow experience. Hi there, Brooke.
Hey, quick. When did humans land on the moon?
43? 63.
That's not an option.
69.
That's
the first one.
Oh, I didn't see the option.
Oh, there we go. We're being timed, okay? This is one of the rooms. I'm hearing glow or go. It's really cool. Okay, you keep playing. We got to keep our number up. But this is one of the rooms. They would describe this as multiple interactive escape rooms. And not like, you know, you use your hands to pick up the food. No, you have to use your body to get out of these rooms. And then right into another one. And I'm out of breath because we're playing this game. We've been playing it, getting ready so that I didn't make a fool of myself. And then, of course, now I'm just out of breath. It's really cool. So we just ask you many different, just out of this world questions, and you figure it out. And it may be a matching game. It may be a numbers game. It may be, there was a trick question, and it was, what does the cow drink? So, of course, everybody starts going to the white circle. But I'm like, the cow drinks water. It's blue. It's like you have to be quick on your feet to figure it out, right? Okay, talk to me. Tell us a little bit more about what this place is.
Yes, so Gore Glow is an immersive group experience. You know, high energy. You go through 5 rooms with different challenges like this one, and they're going to test your physical abilities, your mental abilities. It's great for groups from 2 to 16 people.
It really gets your heart racing. What's the age group? Let's go into this other room here, this next room. What's the age range for people?
You know, kids from 7 and older can come.
Okay.
Under 13, you have to come in. Oh, you have to step on one of this.
Okay. The floor
under
is
13
lava.
has to come with an adult.
Okay.
Other than that, everything is fair game. It's for everyone.
It's for everyone. How does this room work?
So you're on these platforms, and you have to not fall in the lava for sure. You have to jump and like get the keys.
Okay. No, that's too far. No. Oh no.
And then you're gonna start getting like some things thrown at you that you have like missed.
How do you do this? If the more people, the harder, I imagine.
It is, yes, definitely.
Okay, listen, if you want to come do this, if you need something fun to do this weekend, 2 people or bring a group, tickets start at $30, and it's right here at the Beverly Center.
Yes.
And it's really fun. Back to you.
Go and glow. All right, looks fun. Thanks, Brooke. So our next guest is a familiar face to many Southern Californians from her years on TV news.
Right now, Casey Montoya is focused full-time on helping animals and the people who love them. Her nonprofit, Fix and Fidos, works to keep pets out of shelters by providing spay and neuter services and helping pet owners cover unexpected vet costs.
The organization has helped veterans right here in Southern California with care for their pets, including a recent event at the West LA VA campus that provided treatment for dozens of animals in just one day.
Casey's joining us this morning to talk about the mission and some big fundraising events coming up. You are very, very busy. Hi, welcome.
I'm so excited to be here. It's been a long time since we've been on TV together.
That is actually quite true.
Back in our Portland, Oregon days.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Back in 2008.
Don't date us.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've known you for a long time, and you've always been passionate about animals. What made you start this organization? What were you seeing in shelters that made you think it's time for a change?
Well, I think just overcrowded shelters. If anyone sees on social media nowadays, our shelters are full. Animals get euthanized just for what we call space, which is very unfortunate. So I would donate $5 here, $10 there to organizations, and then I just realized in 2018, like, I'm not doing enough. So I decided to start a nonprofit, which if anyone's ever done that, it's probably one of the hardest things that you'll ever do in life.
I hear that all the time.
We became official in 2019, and I'm really passionate about a subject that's not sexy. When you talk about spay and neuter, people are like, oh, whatever, change the channel. But really, it's the only solution to fixing our overcrowded shelters. And there's some really shocking statistics that I want to show you guys. And this is the reason why I started this nonprofit, Fix and Fidos. People are always like, why do you care about spay and neuter? A female dog, one dog with her offspring, not fixed, can produce 67,000 puppies in 6 years.
Whoa.
For cats, one female cat who doesn't get fixed, 370,000 kittens in 1 year. Cat and her offspring. So if we keep letting these animals reproduce over and over, the problem is going to get even worse.
Exponentially worse.
Exponentially.
Right.
Shelters are full. People are still buying dogs from breeders. Backyard breeders are still a thing here in Southern California. And it's very unfortunate that a lot of people don't realize, go to your local shelter. If you think you need a designer dog, if you're a Chihuahua lover, if you're a pit bull lover, there's one of those at the shelter waiting for you. I promise you that. And if not, there's a rescue organization that specializes in that breed. And so another thing that we do aside from spay and neuter is help with unexpected vet bills, because if you have a $300 or $500 vet bill and you're living paycheck to paycheck and you can't afford it, you think the best thing for your pet is to surrender them to a shelter. And it's not, because a lot of times they don't get the medical care there that they need.
So what are you supposed to do?
well, they surrendered to the shelter anyway. But we are stepping in to help. And there's other organizations like mine that do the same thing, that we help with these unexpected vet bills so that you can keep your pets in your home. Because just because you don't have a lot of money doesn't mean that you can't love a pet. And that's something that I try to stress to so many people. Also, we've recently, you mentioned briefly, started helping veterans at the VA. When I went in November to the VA to do a story about Veterans Day and found out that the vets who live on campus are not getting veterinary care for their pets. They're not getting spay and neuter services, and they even struggle to get pet food. I was like, we have to help. And so getting through red tape, it took several months, but we're in now at the VA. And so we did go last month with a mobile vet, Shiloh Veterinary Hospital, and we were able to provide veterinary services for free to 41 veterans and their pets in one day. Anything from vaccines to just a checkup. Some of them had some open wounds. And then all the vets we met that day who needed spay and neuter services, we're helping them out one-on-one as well.
Yeah, talk about the need, because the shelter capacity is so full at any place you talk to, right? And the need is so great for people to really rescue these pets. I've been following your journey on social media. You are so passionate about helping these kids, or not these kids, these pets.
Well,
they're like your kids, right? Get a new home. And sometimes it's like that day something might happen. Euthanization, it's like the end of the line.
And what we have, I know some people don't know this term, but it's called a euthanasia list. And so the shelters will send out to rescue organizations a list of pets that day who are at risk of being euthanized for space or whatever other reasons. The shelter system here in SoCal, it's broken. Hopefully this election cycle, we get people who care about pets and will help fix it. But what happens is these animals are sometimes given hours for a rescue to get them out, or yes, they do end up being euthanized for space. And so I try and help those animals as much as I can on social media, but it's just really important that if you've ever been you know, thinking about adopting, have you been?
I have been. That's why I look at what you're posting.
It's one of those things where I just say, go to a shelter, walk the halls.
Definitely rescue.
Don't take the first reaction that you get from a dog who's barking at you in a cage as their personality, because a lot of them don't get out of their cages and get walked. That's another sad.
That's a good point.
So a lot of them get walked once a day. Some of them don't ever get walked. So they've got all this energy and they're in the cage. And if you take them out and you give them some time to decompress with you, then you'll see their true personality. Also, once you adopt a pet, you have to give them weeks to months to decompress, because you won't really see their true personality for a while. And it's really cool to actually see them come to life. And a dog who doesn't bark, one of my dogs, Roxy, who I named after you, she didn't bark for months, and then all of a sudden it just came out. So if you've been thinking about it, you could also foster, Sandra.
I know my kids are begging me, so that's why this is all started.
You don't have to make the full commitment. But yeah, it's something I'm so passionate about.
I want you to look at passion.
I know.
You can't stop. I want to talk about your upcoming fundraiser.
Yes, our golf tournament. It's the biggest fundraiser of the year. It happens at a gorgeous place, Monarch Beach Golf Links in Dana Point. It's the 6th annual this year. It's so fun. We sell out every year, but right now we're still open. We have room for sponsors. We need volunteers. If anyone has ever helped plan a golf tournament, I'm taking on most of the work myself this year, so I'm actually looking for some people who are qualified to help me with that as well. We are an all-volunteer organization, so it's not going to come with a big paycheck or anything. It's just going to come with knowing that you did help a really good cause. But if you don't golf, you can come to our dinner. We have a golfer's reception. It happens in the afternoon after the golfers are done, where we have a silent auction, a live auction, and it's a lot of fun, and everybody knows that they're there for a good reason. Again, it's volunteer. Nobody takes a salary. Yes, I have to pay an accountant monthly because I don't know how to do all that nonprofit business accounting, but it's just something that's so near and dear to me. And if you don't golf, and if you can't come, you live too far away, or you're going to be out of town that weekend,
you can always make a donation.
Or you could become a monthly donor. $5 a month is all it takes to help us, you guys. Honestly, that's a cup of Starbucks. It actually might be a half a cup for some people, depending on what fancy drink.
Wow, you're busy. It's October 4th, but you know, planning's already underway. So listen, you're gonna come back in the 11 o'clock.
Can't get rid of me.
Yeah, we'll keep talking about this. But if you want to learn more about the nonprofit, go to fixandfidos.org or to social media. Make sure you spell it right. It's Fix and then the letter N and then Fidos. All right? All right, we'll see you at 11, and we'll be right back.
Let's see. Oh, we're taking a live look outside. This camera view sponsored by Ontario International Airport, and we're seeing a little bit of blue sky there. So it's clearing out that marine layer. If you are flying out of Ontario International, how about the temperatures? Let's go to that. And you can see that it will be 87 degrees, partly sunny in Denver. Houston, lots of sunshine, 91. That's hot. Atlanta, 76. 62 in Chicago with some clouds and a chance for showers in New York. JFK, 63 degrees today. Downtown LA, 74 today. That is average. We're going to stay there, thereabouts, through the weekend, and then we will warm up just in time for next week. Back to you, Sandra.
The FIFA World Cup is now less than 4 weeks away, and all eyes are on Team USA and how the men will do during this World Cup. But the U.S. women's national team has already tasted sweet success, winning 4 World Cup titles, the most of any country in tournament history. So can the men take a page from the playbook of the women's team? I put that question to the head coach of the U.S. women's national team, Emma Hayes. What do you think the World Cup will do for the sport here in America with all eyes here, the global stage coming here?
I mean, another great opportunity. I think back to '94 and the impact it had on the sport. I think the same about this upcoming World Cup for boys and girls up and down the country. They get the opportunity to watch the very best, the elite, and hopefully for the US men's national team, a team that they can be incredibly proud of.
You're a huge champion for the women's sport and the women's game, of course. What are you hoping the men take away watching the women's side and the women's success so far?
Listen, we're together. You know, we both represent the crest. We're both excited for each other when we compete on the world stage. I know our players, some will be in attendance for the opening game. Just excited for them to experience a home World Cup. As, you know, you get that once a lifetime, so we're just happy for each other.
And for you specifically, now you're a year out from the Women's World Cup in Brazil. The work is obviously being done. What is going through your mind in terms of establishing that presence for the U.S.?
Just the same processes that get you to where you need to be, like have good calm stability in terms of the preparation towards that. We have a great team behind the team that are preparing the team to be in the best place possible to qualify. And we can't talk about the World Cup next summer because the first thing we need to do is qualify in November.
Mm-hmm. And how about the team and the youth mixed with the veterans? What are you seeing in terms of the chemistry and what you're working with so far?
You know what? Great dynamic. We have great experience that I think is leading the way for young players to look up to. And with the next generation, giving them the experiences, the exposures that we have been over the past 18 months, means that we've always got ready-made players to keep developing into position, because at the very top level, you do require experience.
Lastly, what's the secret sauce?
Listen, I don't think KFC or McDonald's ever gave theirs away, so I'm definitely not giving mine away.
Rightfully so. All right, one nation, one crest. It's a message of unity and support as the U.S. enters this tournament. And right now, the U.S. men's national team sits at 16th in FIFA World Rankings. But as we know, anything can happen once kickoff begins. So we shall see. The action starts soon. I do think the U.S. men's team will make it out of the group stage. And then, of course, the field dwindles down, you know, into the knockout stages. But we'll see. Hopefully, maybe out of semis. I don't know.
We'll see.
I know. It's going to be exciting.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the 10 o'clock hour of Good Day LA.
morning and welcome to 10 a.m. We're going to actually go back out to Montebello for some breaking news. That is where one person was killed in an early morning house fire.
Yeah, Gigi Gracia has been following the story all morning long with exclusive details, and I know you're waiting to hear from officials on the scene. Gigi?
That's right. We have been able to confirm that the victim here on 5th, the victim of this arson fire, is a minor. Neighbors say he could be as young as 13 years old. We're going to listen in now. We have Chief Luis Lopez of the Montebello Police Department. They have taken the lead on this investigation. Good morning, Chief.
Good morning. So this morning at about 4:34 in the morning, we received a phone call to our 911 center of a house fire. Further reports reported that there was possibly somebody on fire. When our officers arrived on scene, they noticed here in the 100 block of South 5th Street that there was a house fire. They also encountered 2 adults that were victims of a fire. At that point, officers notified the fire department to get assistance for the house that was on fire. 2 adult patients, male and female, were transported to a local hospital with burn injuries. Throughout the investigation, we then determined that there was an additional victim inside of the residence that unfortunately is deceased at this time. Montebello detectives are handling this investigation. The arson investigation is being handled by the Montebello Fire Department Arson Investigating Team. At this point, there is no danger to the community in the sense that there's an outstanding suspect. However, we are attempting to determine the cause of the crime. At this point, we're not naming anyone as a suspect, nor can we confirm the identities of the 2 persons that are at the hospital, nor can we confirm the identity of the person that is deceased inside the house.
Chief, what can you tell us about one of the 2 burn victims that your officers found here? The male victim took off running down the street around the corner to 7th and Los Angeles. What can you tell us about him? Witnesses, neighbors say that he apparently is the ex-boyfriend of the female victim.
At this time, we are aware that happened. Our officers did encounter somebody that was the victim of burns that they tried to get assistance for. We are investigating reports that this may be a domestic violence related incident and investigating how the persons involved in this fire are connected. But our investigators are trying to determine that by talking to witnesses, by talking to neighbors, and by trying to talk to family members.
Chief, can you talk again about the extent of injuries to the 2 people that were able to go to the hospital?
At this point, I'm being told that their injuries they're listed as critical condition, but there's nothing else to report on them on this time.
Chief, if you could talk about the investigation in terms of having arson out here, the fire department working with the police department?
Of course. So at this point, it's a fire that's of suspicion origins. So we work closely with our fire department and their arson investigators to determine the cause of the fire, if there's accelerants used. That's an expertise that they have, so we depend on them for that. The Montebello detective homicide investigators, they will determine motive, connection with the persons involved, determine if this was an act of domestic violence or any other circumstances that led to this. And our investigators will also work chronologically backwards to find out what happened before this fire between the persons involved, to see if there's a pinpoint in time to determine what actually was the catalyst for this incident.
Chief, while I was driving into the location, I saw that there's another scene on the other side, and there's another scene on the corner of the street. Are they together? Can you tell us something about that?
Yes, so there's additional scenes that are scenes of evidence. So they're blocked off because there's evidence there that's connected to the investigation. So our crime scene investigators will go through those scenes and collect the evidence there, and then they'll open up those scenes when it's appropriate.
Can you elaborate on the connection of those things?
At this point, because it's an active investigation, I can't tell you exactly what the evidence is, other than that there's items there that could be connected to this fire.
Chief, can you speak to what witnesses and sources have told us, that as that male who was on fire with burn injuries was running away, he was also shouting at your officers something to the effect of "kill me, shoot me, kill me now"?
We have heard those reports, and we're efforting at this time with our body cam footage and interviewing the officers on scene to determine that. It would be premature for me to comment on exactly what was said, but the person was definitely leaving the scene and approached by one of our officers.
And that person's car is actually parked almost 2 blocks away.
It appears that it is, yes.
And that was one of the people that suffered burns.
That's correct.
Does this car behind you have something to do with the scene?
It doesn't appear that, no.
So 3 people with injuries, the 2 that you found in there, and then the man that was running away.
No, so what we have is we have 2 adults that were injured as a result of the fire that are currently at a local hospital. We have 1 victim who succumbed to the injuries who's still here at the scene.
And then the person that was running away also injured as a result of
So the person that was leaving the scene is one of the persons at the hospital. So in total, there's 3. 2 people at the hospital, and unfortunately 1 person that's deceased inside.
And Chief, you're not ready to call the man that ran away from the scene, that parked his car almost 2 blocks away. You're not ready to call him a suspect?
Not at this time. Our detectives are trying to put together what happened. It would be a little premature to call anyone a suspect. Right now, we can't confirm that somebody left. We can't confirm that they're injured. When we're in a position where it's appropriate to call someone a suspect, we will update the community.
Chief, and given the fact that the arson detectives are protocol on any fire, whether there's fatalities or not, can you be more specific as the presence of homicide detectives?
Of course, anytime there's a suspicious death of any origin, it's always investigated as such. Whether it's a house fire that may not have any criminal implications, there still has to be a determination on what happened. In this case, we did get a call of a fire, somebody possibly leaving with injuries. So until it can be determined that this is not a crime, our detectives will treat it as such so that we can preserve the crime scene, so that we can preserve the evidence in the event that this is a crime.
And in that investigation, what's next?
Well, at this point, we would wait for the medical examiner to come to do the portion of the investigation where they identify the victim. We also have to wait for the fire department to complete their arson investigation. And of course, we have to map out this scene. So in order, we wait for the scene to be secure, for the arson investigators to be completed with their investigation. Then our crime scene and detectives will look at this crime scene, document the crime scene, and then the final step would be the medical examiner removing the decedent.
And Chief, can you confirm that the victim is indeed a minor and possibly the son of one of the female victim who's in the hospital?
At this point, I can confirm that the victim appears to be a minor. The relationship between the minor and the persons at the hospital, we cannot confirm until we get more information from family members.
Chief, what about neighbors, people displaced right now?
Some folks are displaced for allowing people to come in when they meet with detectives if they have to get items out of their house. We know that this is also taxing on neighbors because it's a tragedy in this community. This community is a very close-knit community, and an incident like this, it shocks the conscience. We will do our best to try to reload folks as soon as we can and try to get any items that they may need, whether it's medication or things for children. But the crime scene itself, we have to maintain until we're done with our investigation.
Any time frame on that?
Several hours.
Have your officers responded here for any incidents?
At this point, our detectives are running the location to see if there's a history of calls for service, and that'll be part of how we put the case together to determine if there's been other issues or anything that potentially could have led to something.
Are the victims in the hospital able to talk to? Have you talked to them? Are they able to talk?
At this point, they're being treated by medical staff. So once medical staff lets us know that they're clear to talk, then we'll talk to them. But of paramount importance right now for the victims is their treatment. And once we get the okay to talk to them, then we will.
And Chief, if this indeed is a case of domestic violence, do you want to take the opportunity to send out a message? We know that domestic violence calls are some of the most dangerous calls your officers can respond to. Do you want to send a message?
Domestic violence is something that affects every community, and we encourage anyone who's going through any issues to reach out to resources, the mental health resources, counseling resources, call the police to give you resources. It's one of those crimes that, as any police department, unfortunately, we can't prevent them. But all we can try to do is reach out to everybody. If you're going through any issues or anything where you need some counseling, please, if at all, call the police so we can direct you the right way. In this instance, we don't know if that's the case, but we're certainly investigating that possibility.
Can you tell us again the cause of the fire and why arson was here too?
At this point, I couldn't determine the cause of the fire. That's why the arson investigators are here. They will do their separate arson investigation to determine the cause. That'll be part of the investigation as far as the death inside, and then we'll put both investigations together.
Thanks, Chief.
Do you speak Spanish, Minister?
Yes.
And you've been listening live to Chief Luis Lopez with the Montebello Police Department. One of the possibilities, they're investigating this as an incident of domestic violence, which our sources tell us they believe this is. Obviously not a lot that the chief can confirm because it is considered still an ongoing investigation. Arson investigators are here, homicide detectives are here, and we have learned and confirmed that the victim is a minor, possibly as young as 13 years old.
It's so heartbreaking to hear these tragic details, Gigi, as he was explaining. Do you have any context in terms of, you were saying that one of the victims who's now in the hospital, the gentleman, he was running from the scene and neighbors or other people gathered around him kind of to stop him, and you were able to talk to somebody, right? Tell us about that.
Well, sources tell us that the male victim, and I put that in air quotes here, the police are still calling him a victim, but sources tell me that he is being looked at as a suspect, as the person who actually started this fire. And when police arrived, he was running down the street. Again, if you're just joining us here live on Good Day LA, we are live at the scene of a fatal arson fire in Montebello. This is all happening on 5th Street between Whittier and Los Angeles. So just after 4:37 this morning, when this fire started here at a housing complex in one of the units behind me, when police and paramedics arrived, they saw a man on fire running down the street and around the corner. Obviously, he was in distress. They ran after him. Witnesses telling us he was shouting something to the effect of "kill me, shoot me, kill me now." Those may not have been his exact words, but that led investigators and sources tell us to believe that he wanted possibly to trigger a suicide by cop, as it's commonly referred. Police did not shoot him. He was not armed. He ran around the corner, and I believe we may have that video that you can queue up. That is the suspect's car. We see part of his clothing, his belt with the belt buckle, a lot of evidence markers at the scene there. That is where he tried to get in his car. That's where police found him and ordered him out. He did get out, and then he collapsed on the sidewalk with those critical burn injuries. He was rushed to the hospital, originally referred to as a victim. As you heard Chief Luis Lopez, they're still not ready to call him a suspect. Our sources are telling us, though, that he was involved in some type of a relationship at one point with a woman who lived here with her son, and police do confirm she lived here with her son. They just don't know if the victim is her son. We're being told it is believed to be the minor child of that female victim. So a very complex situation. I'm going to step out of the camera just for a second, just to give you another live look here. There are so many neighbors that are still out. You may be able to make out that burnt roof on the top there. Photographer Brian Shaw behind the lens. That was actually emitting some smoke. Actually, I can still, with my naked eye, I don't know if you'll pick it up on the camera, see some white smoke coming from there. There's still some debris there that is smoldering. Montebello fire is here. They are keeping a close eye on it. They still have hoses out, and they're here precisely because they want to make sure that the fire is completely out. Sometimes there are cases where they put out a fire and then it reignites. We continue to see some smoke coming out from the roof of this house. There are several units on this property. A lot of people. I'm going to ask photographer Brian Shaw to pan over to the left, and you'll get an idea of how many people are out of their homes. We count at least a dozen. There are people, children, babies, dogs, cats, all of them evacuated just after 4:30 this morning when the fire broke out. And all of them witnessed the chaos. They saw the burn victims. A young man, a 19-year-old, telling me it was a horrifying scene. He saw his neighbors, he told me, on fire. They were burning. It was just a traumatic, horrible scene, and everybody saw the man run away. A lot of them here have also identified that man as, at one point, the romantic love interest of the female victim. We don't know if he lived here at one point. We do know that in that video that you just saw, his car is around the corner on 7th and Los Angeles. That is almost two city blocks long from here. So he parked his car around the corner for whatever reason and then came here. Our sources telling us he used an accelerant inside the home, and that is where the body tragically is of the young man that lived in the house.
Just heartbreaking details there, Gigi. Thank you so much. We'll stay on top of that for sure. All right, people in a Chino Hills neighborhood are breathing easier this morning after firefighters made progress against a fast-moving fire that prompted evacuation orders.
Let's go to Mario live in Chino Hills with some of the new details that what appears to have started that fire. Do we know yet, Mario?
Yeah, we're getting an idea here from investigators. We can tell you that it was a dramatic night here in this part of San Bernardino County. The work continues. Those investigators have been focused on that charred vehicle you see there. Officials say that appears to be what sparked the grand fire after a rollover crash here along Grand Avenue between Chino Hills and Diamond Bar, and still no official word on the driver's condition this morning. But take a look. Firefighters are still out here monitoring hotspots, making sure no remaining embers could spark new flames with smoke still rising from the hillsides. Chino Valley fire officials say the driver of a Tesla lost control, rolled over, and the vehicle caught fire near dry brush, and that sent flames racing to both sides of the road here near Grand and Pleasant Hill Drive. And this was just after 7 o'clock last night. This fire quickly grew to 30 acres, and there was some initial concern that this could have grown to 200 acres as the fire pushed dangerously close to homes, and evacuation orders and warnings were issued. Residents were seen packing their things, loading their cars, and getting ready to leave. For some, the very first warning was the smell of smoke late last night.
I was in the kitchen cooking, and I smelled what smelled like a barbecue in the backyard. Went in the backyard, and there's just a wall of smoke kind of emanating from the hill. It was really just focused on getting my kids ready, my husband. We've got a lot of family on this street, so getting my elderly aunt and uncle, making sure they had their medications. So a lot of it was just mentally going through the checklist, making sure we had the essentials, got the car packed, and we're just ready to go.
About 650 homes were threatened before firefighters gained the upper hand with cooler nighttime temperatures. And we did learn one firefighter suffered minor injuries. No further details there. But the good news is the immediate fire danger is past. Those evacuation orders and warnings lifted overnight. And if we come back out to our live shot, you can see those hand crews that have been working around the burn scar. Containment now at 50%. And that basically means those crews have been able to dig fire lines around half of the burn area to prevent any further spread. And we can also tell you this stretch of Grand Avenue is expected to remain closed throughout most of the day as the investigation continues. For now, live in Chino Hills, I'm Mario Ramirez. Sandra and Araxia, back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you for those details.
All right, 10:16, let's check on those roads with Maria.
Yeah, good day, LA traffic is brought to you by My Home Sold. As we zoom in, take a look at one of our traffic cameras here. This is the 60 freeway, the eastbound 60. The cars coming at here on the left-hand side or the top of your screen is going to the east side at Rosemead Boulevard. Both sides moving really nicely, as it does typically at this time of morning. Westbound 10 freeway between the 5 to the 405 going towards Santa Monica out of downtown. It's about 24 minutes. On that north 110 between the 405 to the 10, just 18 minutes. And on that west 60 between the 57 to the 5, 24 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We save you money with no commissions, no fees, no repairs, for free, no obligation. As is cash offer, go to MyHomeSold.com.
Welcome back. Some local students are proving hard work really does pay off in a very big way. A team of students from a local school just won a virtual small school national academic decathlon competition through an incredibly competitive field of schools from all across California and the country.
And we're talking months of studying, of course, testing, interview speeches, and now they're bringing home a national title. Let's have a look at the moment they found out they were champs.
First, our 2026 Small Division 1.
Very nice. And joining us this morning are two seniors from AGBU Manugan Demirjan School, along with the rest of the team behind them. Good morning, you guys. How is it going?
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Of course, the two Sevags, you share first name. You've been friends since preschool. I love that. You're going on this journey together. Talk a little bit about what it means to represent your school on this level, to become the first Armenian school ever to reach this level and win.
I think that both Sevag and I started academic decathlon in our freshman year, and as we're seniors, it's our fourth year doing the competition. And so last year was the first time that we advanced to the state competition, and I think that was already fulfilling to represent our Armenian community at the state level. And then just winning the small school virtual national championship this year, I think, is just a testament to the amount of work that we put in, and I think I can say that we all feel proud as a team to be able to represent the Armenian community at a national level.
Tell us about what the academic decathlon is. For people who don't know out there, what does it involve?
So, academic decathlon is 10 subjects, including speech, interview, math, science, social science, art, music. Basically, the whole range of subjects you might learn in school and you might not. So each of those, for the subjects like art and social science, there are around 100-page long resource guides upon which they give you multiple choice questions, around 50 questions each, and they're very specific to the guide. And then there's the speech and interview section where you give around a 4-minute speech to a judge and then an impromptu speech, and the interview where you have a 7-minute interview with a couple of judges in front of you. Overall, it's a great experience. You learn things, you learn about artists you may not have ever learned about, and then you learn how to speak to people right in front of you and also give speeches on stage.
How intense is the prep work for this? How hard did you have to study, and do you have a favorite part in this competition?
I think it's definitely a very intensive competition just because of its range and its specificity. I know that this year is the most amount of work we've ever put into it, and I think it really paid off. I mean, we've spent days during our winter break here at school in our coach's room preparing just for the competition. And yeah, it's a lot of reading, it's a lot of in-class preparation and covering a bunch of new concepts that a lot of people have not learned in school. For example, the juniors or the sophomores might not have covered economics topics yet because that's more of a senior class. And so it's a lot of work that we had to put